Whoo! How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, I'm a little late. Had to do some things, you know, parents and stuff, kids and stuff. Want to know how y'all doing before we go on, react, before we go live into the segment and everything. I want to know how y'all feeling, you know, and listen, we gonna react. We got some stuff that we need to talk about today. And like I said, I know I'm late. I know I'm late. Listen, I can't don't fault me for that. Don't fault me for that. But this is what we gonna do. We gotta react to what's going on in the world right now. And it's a lot of stuff that's going on. And I want y'all to understand this stuff that we finna react to is touchy. It's touchy. We had some sailors just recently, tried to jump off the ship, and we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Before we go into the live, before we react to the video, make sure y'all like the live, share the live out, and man, I want to know how y'all feeling before we start. Did y'all get a workout in? Did y'all eat good? Did you prioritize your health? Before we actually start, I just want to know how y'all feeling for the most part, guys. And I'm gonna let the chat warm up for a little bit. I gotta let people come into the live and everything before we even start. But oh yeah, guys, I ended up getting on last night. So I don't know if y'all realized it. I know I said I wasn't getting on, but I had to go live because it was a topic that was going trending. Like, it was trending, and I didn't even realize that it was trending. And we already reacted to it earlier yesterday. So I had to react to it again. And if you didn't catch that live, make sure you go back to that live and tune in to that live. Would I be going live tonight? I might. I gotta crank out some more clips and everything before we even go live, but we finna touch on it. Hope y'all guys ready. If you tuned in, it's your first time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely ring that notification bell so that you can know next time I go live. But let's get into the video.
What have been some of the challenges, being out here at sea for so many consecutive days?
Honestly, the only thing challenging is mental challenges, like trying to manage my sleep and stuff like that.
So this was just part of one of many conversations I had with sailors last month when I was aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, an aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea. And it appears it just scratched the surface of the psychological toll of this deployment on this ship. U.S. officials told me that earlier this month, a sailor went overboard from the USS Abraham Lincoln. That sailor,
the Black Scat Pack. Before we jump into this video, because this video is touchy, I want to know how y'all feeling. And listen, I appreciate you listening to my live last night. My goal is to go live more frequently. I know y'all might be seeing my reaction videos and stuff, but I want y'all to actually tune in with me, and I want to be able to have a relationship with you guys as well. My question is to you, then I'm gonna play the video back. How did you like the live? What was your take on it? And it could be good and bad feedback. I'm open to it. So I ain't sensitive. I ain't listening. You can be cut straight dry. What I need to work on, what I don't need to work on, because sometimes people need constructive criticism. So hey, but let's react.
Was rescued in about an hour and was medically evaluated and then was brought off the ship. But this incident is now added to a growing list of concerns about the crew during this extended deployment for the Iran war. The sailor jumped off wearing a life vest, I'm told, and the Navy is viewing this as a mental health incident. But it also emphasizes that man overboard incidents like that are not unique to this carrier. The carrier has been out at sea on this deployment since last November, months before the war began in February. The deployment was expected to end in May. Their return date is still unknown, and many sailors are missing those big life events back home.
What kind of toll does that take on you personally?
It's tough.
I said I had my first kid born in February, so very excited to get home and meet her.
You've never met your daughter?
Nope.
So she was born right around when this conflict started.
Luckily, she was born February 6th, so I was able to get on FaceTime, watch the birth, talk to my wife before everything went down.
One sailor's wife told the Navy Times her husband had been overextended for months before he tried to jump overboard. The Times reports that he's now in medical hold, and she says he's terrified it'll cost him his 13-year career.
That's a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I joined the Army. I knew for sure I couldn't go overseas. The first recruiter I ever talked to was a Navy recruit, and I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I just couldn't stomach the fact of being on the ship for that long. This kind of goes into last night what we talked about, where the guy was like, the Navy SEAL guy was like, veterans be trying to chase 100%. And in order for you to receive 100%, you got to be like me, which is, the guy from last night. No, being on a ship, being away from your family, being away from friends, being away from loved ones, this would take a person, no matter, even if they didn't go to war, if you take a person out of their element, out of their environment, mentally, no matter what it is, I don't care. Listen, it could be like me, for instance. I went to Korea. I talked to people that was, when I was in Korea, it was people wanting to do the same thing. Only difference is we had the options to do way more things, right? Go places. That was the only different thing. That was it. That was different about it. But if I was on that ship, I'm pretty sure I probably would have, not me, but I probably would have seen way more cases of what's going on right now. Because this been going on, but it's sad. It's sad.
A separate incident, a sailor pulled a shipmate back from the rail before the sailor could go overboard.
The fact that it's happening during this deployment is not surprising, but
deployment.
I hate to say this, it's something that you might expect. You always try to lead turn these kinds of things.
A U.S. official told me that the Navy's acting secretary met with sailors' families last week to hear their concerns directly. In a statement to CNN, the Navy said, quote, "We have not observed an increase."
Listen, I agree with you. I can't imagine either. It 6 months to 8, 9, 10 months, because they was told that they was gonna come back February. They still out there don't know when they're gonna come back. The guy said he haven't seen his child, so he couldn't even go on leave if he wanted to, right? Knowing that being in the Air Force or being in the Army and you stationed here, right? Even when I was stationed in Korea, and I'm always gonna bring my experience, because I could relate, right, in some type of way. But me stationed in Korea, when I put my leave in, it was easy for me to get on a plane to come back home. I don't think it's gonna be that easy for them to come back home, get on a plane. I don't know if they even allowed a helicopter, however, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if they can put leave in, because they on a deployment also. So that's a whole nother lane. Anybody that's in the Navy or Coast Guard, listen, that's crazy.
Increase in suicidal ideations or attempts aboard the ship. We take every service member's well-being seriously and have religious, medical, and mental health professionals available to assess and address concerns as they arise. The Navy says the carrier has access to counselors, chaplains, medical professionals, and even a therapy dog I met named Captain Fathom. About 5,000 sailors and Marines on board, the USS Lincoln has set a record at sea with the most consecutive days without regular port visits. The experience is very different for the enlisted sailors versus the officers on board, and nearly 50% of those on board are mid-20s and younger. Senator Richard Blumenthal is one of several lawmakers demanding answers about conditions aboard this aircraft carrier. An official told me that the USS George Washington is on its way to relieve the USS Abraham Lincoln, though couldn't provide specific timelines for when the rotation happens.
So they don't even know still when they're gonna get the. You know how messed up that is. What's up, ABZ? What's up? Yeah, that's it's crazy. This is perfect advertising against joining the military. These Republicans. Now listen, look, I'm not against, and I gotta make that clear because the military says it hurts people's lives. That's on the outside. We already know about that, right? We know that, you know, and I say this in all my lives. I don't know if y'all caught it. Military is good, military is bad. It got its pros and cons, right? It changed people's lives for the good and also for the bad. Like you could take your, a person that joined the military, that's young, never been through nothing. They had a whole like they family background and everything was good. They was good in high school, but the moment that they joined in the military, it changed their life for the bad. You do get cases like that. You get it's scenarios out there like that, but then you get the ones where the kid never was he never was he didn't have a family, he didn't have a mama or daddy, he or she, right? And the military actually saved his or her life, right? So I'm not against the military. I'm not against the military, but it is good and bad. But this is crazy.
6 American sailors attempted suicide on the USS Abraham Lincoln by jumping overboard. That's how bad conditions have become, and that's how awful the management of the U.S. Navy and other military assets has been by Pete Hegseth during the Iran War, which is a total disaster. Now, as someone who is a combat veteran and has experience in this, I can tell you that if you have no defined mission, you have no actual end date, and you have no idea when you'll ever see your family again, on top of the fact they're serving this kind of disgusting, nasty food,
No.
trust me, that is really, really bad for morale. And when you have this situation, it just goes to show, on top of everything else, whether it's a Pentagon running out of.
But that's the last thing I'll worry about. The food, I mean, as long as you feeding me, because you get trained MREs and all that bull crap, but the food is the last thing on my mind. Like being close to family, being, seeing my family, my loved ones, my spouse, my significant other is one of those things. It got to be a must, right? Unless you just single individual and you good, you ain't got no family, but you're good. And there's people out there like that. It's people that join the military and they're damn near do like a whole bid, like they're in jail. Like I'm good. I don't need to see nobody else. I can be out deployed. You wouldn't even hear from me. And that person is probably good. They probably sane and everything, but for majority of people that's in the military, that's not the case. Listen, people want to go home. People want to enjoy their family, but people also know that they got a job to do. Military soldiers know that, listen, I put my life, I signed on the dotted line, so I know what is going to come. And mentally, you got to be prepared for that.
Money, whether it's pissing away Patriot missiles, whether it's, depleting our entire inventory of ballistic missiles, on and on and on. It is in a crisis mode in our military, which is a huge, huge risk to the national security of the United States, but also our allies and partners. Somebody's going to try us. Somebody's going to do something. Unbelievable. I feel bad for the families. And this comes on the heels of them, being on a conference call recently, thousands of them with the Secretary of the Navy and screaming at him about what's going on. And all we see, I guarantee you, as we have again and again and again, are lies, deception, and, misleading from Sean Parnell at the Pentagon, Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, all of them. Just watch.
And I could probably agree with that. Like 9 out of 10, they do got it's some propaganda that's going on. Because for them not to be back here already, and they already did a long stretch. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hell no. Something ain't right.
A U.S. Navy ship has been at sea for 200 days straight, and sailors are trying to jump overboard. Here's what we know. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal sent a letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other U.S. Navy officials Wednesday expressing concern about the conditions on board the USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been deployed for more than 250 days due to the war in Iran. Around 200 family members of the 5,000 sailors and Marines on board told Navy leaders at a town hall meeting last week that their loved ones had exhibited deteriorated mental and physical health as the ship's conditions worsen after 9 months without returning to land. Reports from Stars and Stripes and the Navy Times, two prominent U.S. military news outlets, say that multiple crew members made attempts to jump overboard. Blumenthal's letter cited numerous reports of shortages of basic supplies, water contamination, plumbing issues, and disruptions in the mail system. Families at the meeting described moldy showers, broken toilets, no hot water.
Facts. And listen, I tell a lot. We in 2026. You know, I just ran into a younger chick. She was 23. You would have thought she was in the military, how she traveled the world, and she told, you know, she just had that if factor about her. Like, and it's like literally the day I just spoke with, you know, because I had to go to AutoZone and everything for my mom. But it's one of them things where it's like, we in 2026, and a lot of people don't have to join the military to be successful. Military is good, especially if you don't know where direction or like where you planning on going with your life. And if you need a fresh start, go to the military. But I'm not telling everybody to go to the military, because the military is not for everybody. And it is a lot of it's a lot of messed up stuff that goes on in the military. But it's just not all bad. It's not all bad, man.
For weeks, and meals that came down.
People depict certain things about the military, and sometimes most people that do that, they haven't joined, so they don't even know. Like, you know, they only saying, "Oh yeah, man, military bad. They done hurt people." We already know that. Come on now, but to still be that soldier that's inside of the military that got to go through the bull crap every day, dealing with negative NCOs, your chain of command you ain't got a good leadership. Like, where you stationed at is terrible. You know, you still got places where it's racism. You know, it's because I call it spade a spade. It's racism still, no matter if you outside of the military or inside the military. You got sexual assault still going on. You got all this stuff going on. And just because we in the military, that does not change anything.
To half a cup of rice and 2 tortillas, according to California Rep. Mike Levitt. One family member reportedly stated that the ship's own doctor warned they needed to reach port soon or people are going to start losing their minds. The U.S. Navy denied the allegations in a statement to CNN, claiming that they have not observed an increase in suicidal ideations or attempts aboard the ship. Blumenthal wrote that the Defense Department owes the service members on board not only adequate supplies, maintenance, and support during this deployment, but a sustainable force generation model that does not rely on repeatedly extending sailors and ships to meet persistent operational demands.
And someone like me, I ain't gonna lie to you. Me personally, I would have got back. Once I get back, I would have probably called it. It's a wrap. I'm done with my like. Either I probably would have joined another branch, but then again, I don't even know, because if I would have went through something like that on a ship, that probably would have been my last contract. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, because that right there, even witnessing it, like you ain't the one that's attempting to jump over, you know, aboard, but just witnessing, seeing that can still traumatize you. The military is bad because it's not. My issue is with those running the military. We signed up with the mentality of putting our lives at risk. We didn't sign to be neglected this way. That's facts. That's facts. We didn't. But I can say it like this. It's like, and I hate to say it like this, because when most people think of the military, well, we in 2026, I don't know about now, but when people think of the military, back then when I was, you know, growing up, you get glorified. It's like, dang, you joined the military. That's good, right? But I put it in terms like this now, since we in 2026 and everything, it's like an ordinary job. Once you sign, apply for a job and everything, you get that job, everything seems what it is. unless this job is already terrible and you can sense it. Everything seems what it is once you go to the interview, and everybody seemed nice, the co-workers. But once you start working there, you gonna realize, man, this shit was bullshit. I should have applied for something else. I should have did something else. And I think that's how the military was for me. But it was 50-50. I can't say it was all the way bad. Like, I had a 50-50, like, met good people, then I met some shitty people. But overall, I treat it like a job. You got people that's gonna gossip, you got people that's gonna talk behind your back, and it's just like civilian world, man.
So in really bad news, actually, the troops that are on the USS Abraham Lincoln out in the Middle East are actually trying to jump off the ship. Like they can't take it anymore. They're in that bad of a situation. So some of them are trying to prevent others from jumping off. Some of them are jumping off. Family members are saying they're getting text messages from their husbands saying, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow. Other family members are like, they're saying there's no food, no deodorant, no soap. The showers are molded. And just so y'all are aware, the USS Abraham Lincoln has been on extended deployment. It's record breaking at this point, I believe. So, and they keep extending this deployment. So they should have already gone in for normal ship maintenance and shore leave and all that. But the Marines and the Navy, who are still on the boat, have just been there perpetually. And now they can't get supplies to them because the bases in the Middle East, the US bases in the Middle East, have been rendered uninhabitable. So normally the supplies would fly into one of those bases out in the Middle East that have now been rendered uninhabitable because of the war. And then from that base, they would send it to the ship. Well, all of those routes have now been interrupted, so they're not getting any of the supplies, the regular deliveries and whatnot. So it's a really unfortunate thing. I know some people are gonna be like, well, a lot of the military voted for this and they're MAGA, but the fact is there's still people, a lot of them are young human beings, can make choices that they didn't realize were going to impact them. But there's no reason our service members, period, are being treated like this.
It's damn near inhumane if you really sit back and think about it. Like, we've been on this boat for this long. That's kind of like if you let's just take a ship. Let's use it for lamest terms. Working a 9 to 5. Let's just say that, right? That's like you put in for leave and they reject it, and they like, shit, you got the time, you got all this, right? But you can't. We're not letting you take leave. And every day you got to come, you got to show up. It's damn near the same. Only thing, of course, different. And I know y'all might be like, that's not. Of course, you can quit. You can still go home. You can still see your family. But look at it from this perspective as like, you dare to do your job. You know what you signed up for, and you still feel like you can't do what you really like. You can't see your family. You can't be there 24/7. And it's like, damn, I can't even get a good meal if I wanted to. I can't see my loved ones. And I know that kind of, like I said, the job perspective is not similar because you still there. You be able to, depending on where you from and everything, but you still there. But in the sense of, I need my freedom. I need to feel. I can't connect, right? Mentally, you disconnected. So this subject is touchy, man. It's touchy because I don't think a lot of people understand, like, even though people do join the military, the shit that they still got to go through on an everyday basis. You know, even though you signed up for the military, you're going through, you know, some bull crap. It ain't like they can just get off that ship and just, you know, they stuck.
And no one is doing anything about it, especially the powers that be. Like HEXF should be on top of this. They should be doing covert operations to get them food and supplies, and they're not. So no service member deserves this when they are giving up a lot to defend and represent the country by being in the armed forces. But this is where we're at. So y'all have a good day.
Man, it's crazy. We're gonna play one more clip and we probably move the discussion. We might talk about something else, but I want to get a feel for the chat. I want to know how y'all feel about this topic. Let me know if this your first time to the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And it's terrible, man, because at the end of the day, I don't think they went in with the assumption that this could be, especially the ones that's young and this is their first deployment. I know damn well they didn't go in with the assumption like, man, I can't come back home. Because even when I went and left and went to Korea, I ain't think nothing of it. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna be able to come back home. It might not be soon, but it's cool. It's all right. But I want to know from the chat how y'all feel about this, man. Do y'all feel like this situation, because this been going on, this ain't nothing new, it's just being broadcast. You know, it's a lot of stuff in the military that don't be talked about, but the stuff that they do broadcast, I feel like it's still some stuff that is not being talked about, that's getting swept up under the rug, you know. But I want to know how y'all feel about it before we go into the next video. And if this your first time in the channel, make sure you like it up so the algorithm can push it out. I'm going to say bullshit and dip. Bullshit. I feel you. 777. To be in the Navy, I was, of course, man, the equivalent of 68 whiskey. You said ain't nobody try to jump? I mean, I think they probably did 9 times out of 10. I think, you know, it probably, even if they didn't try to jump, the core thing is that is true, right? You either jump or you don't. I get what you're saying. Like it's like you gonna try to, like, okay, I'm trying. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna do it, but I don't do it. So it could be the bigger message between this is, why haven't they came back? You know, why haven't they got named? Why are we still out here, and why the next rotation haven't came in to replace us at the end of the day? We over exceeded the time that we should be here at the end of the day, right? They did it and made sure to do it where people can see you. Yeah. It's kind of like you calling a bluff. I get what you're saying, and I listen. It's a cry out for help, and you want people to see, you know, instead of you just saying just do it. Facts, but I don't think a lot of people got that strength to do it. You know, some people won't. You know, some people that's fighting depression and stuff like that. Most of them folks just need somebody to talk to. It's not that they really want to go through with the situation, you know. They could have tried, yeah, and got stopped or prevented by other sailors. That is true, you know. That is true. Even when I was at school, AIT, it's known to better to go boots. Oh yeah. Facts. That's facts. But I'm gonna say that I think it is people that probably did pass away in a situation like this. But like I said, once again, it's getting swept up under the rug. The reason why this probably being brought up is because of the deployment. At the end of the day, an unavoidable, scary reality is that the U.S. Navy is not ready for war. I ain't gonna say that. Why you say that? Why you say that? I wouldn't say that they ain't ready for war. I ain't gonna say that. I think it's just I just think they overextended their time. And then you got people that, even the people that signed up, I just feel like mentally they ain't ready. You know, some people they sign up, especially young people, they gonna sign up thinking that everything is sweet, but this their first deployment. They never been nowhere. They just fresh out of high school. They mentally ain't strong enough for that. Contractor now, and everything you see on the news, facts, propaganda. I ain't gonna lie to you. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that, Ronnie. Like, I believe that most of this stuff is propaganda, but some of the stuff, like I'm telling you, some of the stuff getting swept up under the rug. So I was just in Kuwait. We're gonna have the weapons. Yeah. Okay, I hear you on that one. Yeah, I hear you on that one. I hear you. So what do you believe? Why they trying to put this narrative out on the news then? Why you think that? Let's see if we can get somebody else's perspective on here. Let's see what he got to say.
Well, breaking fuck the news. You know, I didn't have an opportunity to talk about this. The sailors jumping off of naval ships because of lack of supplies and everything fucking else. That's real. How I know that this is real, because I have a military spouse who
you in there? I mean, listen. What other pointers you need? I mean, you got it. But no, I mean, you could take certain benefits that I don't know if you utilize your VA loan and stuff like that. I still got to utilize it, but certain states, no property taxes. You get your license plates. To make sure you use VR&E. It's so much. When you say that, it's so many benefits that we are entitled to once you reach that status too. And yeah, congrats also.
I know a lot of y'all are
your other videos with C and so yeah, with C. Okay. Man, okay. Gregory, I bet they did 250 days working 18-hour days. Yeah. And this is why I say I don't think it's just all a fluke. I don't think it's all lies, because you got to think. Just imagine when you back was in the military and you just was like, damn, we out here again. We out here 250 days is too long. So just imagine you somewhere around people that you don't know on an everyday basis, and you just hear and you just like, yo, all right, we going up to the chain of command. When we going back? All right, next week. Well, they said we're gonna be back in a month. You go back the month come up. They told us another month. By then, you're gonna lose all hope. You're gonna lose all hope, and you're gonna be like, man, this shit, it seems like we're gonna be on here forever. And as a young kid, 18, 19, a private, they fresh out of high school. You don't think they're gonna try to try or attempt to jump? Mental health ain't nothing to play with. Listen, mental health ain't nothing to play with. Administrative and industry mind. Other than this, okay. Yeah, see, that's crazy. That is it. That's crazy though. That's crazy. But man, listen, Judo, how you feeling? It's that everybody can't receive what you receive, man. I mean, everybody can if they got it in their medical records. But how you feeling about it? Gotta say, send me where you want. Yeah, proper meals. Yep. But you got, man, just that energy gonna be wrong though. I'm telling you, you gonna have people gonna have their way. Like, man, you gonna wake up and you gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm telling you, my first 3-4 months in Korea wasn't even like that. Ain't, man. I'm my first 3 months, I was closed in. I shut the door. As soon as we get done with work, I'm going in the room. I was like, man, I don't know none of y'all. Listen, and that's just how I was. Like, I was a loner, bro, for the longest. And then some way, somehow, I had to adapt. Because if you don't adapt, that's the ones that don't adapt to any of that, like what they going through at that moment. Them the ones that's gonna get lost. A lot of people doing it. Yeah, hell no. Right, yeah. Never. They don't think they gonna get in. Yeah, but in reality, yeah, nah, hell no. Contract is not sitting on. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
Well, breaking fuck the news. I didn't have an opportunity to talk about this. The sailors jumping off of naval ships because of lack of supplies and everything fucking else. That's real. How I know that this is real, because I have a military spouse who texts me from time to time. Love the woman. And her husband has been sneaking photos of some of the things that they eat on said boat, or she'll text me updates. For privacy and things of those manners, I've been allowed to talk about some of the things. I even posted photos of some of the meals that these sailors were receiving. But being that our texts have a lot of private information that she has ever conveyed to me about her husband and stuff like.
So you heard stories, Gregory, about stuff like this? Since 2022, but nervous. 5 years evaluation was coming up, so put. Oh man, listen. The first check. Oh, you gonna be listen. You got kids, Ronnie? Oh, that's another one. You got kids? It took 7 years to deliver a carrier that should. Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. Judo, if you got kids, you got a wife, chapter 35. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Oh, single? Okay, even if not, whenever you become, if you get kids or wife or whatnot, chapter 35, every duty station knew a guy from a ship, smaller Navy than you think. Okay. I called it chaplain on the Lincoln. The food is perfectly fine. See, but 777. Now that me and you talked, I forgot. We talked the other night. We just talked the other like couple nights ago, and you said you want to be a chaplain, right? Knowing what you know in this situation, right? Most of them people, most of them sellers, let me say that, I gotta use proper terms, my bad, guys, on that ship, probably 9 times out of 10, because you can have faith, but that faith, I ain't gonna lie to you, listen, no matter if you got faith, 250 days, 200 days, 100 days, 50 days, a day, if you are not equipped, it'll throw you all the way off to the point you want to jump. Like, I'm not finna sit here and just say, nah, hell no. But I also understand, even in the times for me, I never thought like that, for truth be told, but still, it was moments where I just was like, man, I'd rather just not be in the military no more. The shipyard can't keep us with some normal deployment cycles. Yeah.
That I won't post them here, but I want to let you know that if soldiers are jumping off of, if Navy men, sailors, seamen
ABZ, hey, listen, they lied. Oh man. So God wants you to have faith. We on here for God told me we got another 50 days on this ship and we gonna be good. And the 50 days come and get what? Everybody's sick. They don't know what's going on. Yeah, that could now. That's a good point. That's what you just said is a good point. Some of them could just be pretending so they could go back home, right? So they could get out the military, right? And that'll be a claim. You know, some people, do that, right? And to play that crazy role, right? Or insane role, whatever role. But I get it. But at the same time, you don't want to do that. Chaplains lie. The mental health tell the chain of command your business too. Listen, that's why your ass. Listen, you better go get you a therapist. Don't go talking to the chaplain. I mean, you could talk to the chaplain, but I just believe that your faith just got to be strong no matter what. Like, it's nothing wrong with talking to a chaplain, but you gotta know that regardless what you're going through, it is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like it will be better days. But a lot of people might not have that type of faith to even think like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people might just be like, I'm here. They probably never prayed. They probably never did nothing. And prayer is real. I want y'all to understand that. Even if y'all ain't in church or whatnot, y'all don't believe in that. Listen, praying, manifesting, all that stuff is real. Is 100% no matter what. I submitted. But you got people that's gonna talk. 777. You got people that's gonna run their mouth. Rated by July 29th. Oh yeah. You just recently got that bad boy. I know you waiting. Listen, you waiting on September. I got her. Oh, any shaving profile, any clothing allowance? You got to make sure you get that on there too, Ronnie. I mean, Judo. Got to make sure next year, August, well, before August the 1st, make sure, for clothing allowance, if you got any like shaving profile, any prosthetics, knee problems, if you got the little brace and everything, back brace, make sure you do that. I don't run. No problem, ABZ. I'll see you next time, man. I'll probably be on later on tonight, 9 times out of 10. Keep those claims flying. Yo. What up, dude? I had to assist in the ACE emergency and ALT people join in adjustment disorder. That is real. That's real. That is a claim too. Adjustment disorder is a claim that people can file. You ain't got to go to war or nothing to be able. In that environment is everything. You take a kid that's 18, 19, you take a grown up out their environment and they're not like, they get around people and just that environment change everything about them. They get seasonal depression, they get anxiety, they worry. It's a lot of stuff that people go through. PLB service connection there, but 0. If it's 0, but you already listen, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. That's all I got to say. Like, if you awarded 100% and they're telling you 0%, don't poke the bear. And not only that, if it's rated 0, are you still receiving cream? If you're receiving cream for that, I still try to put in. And that's separate. But I'm saying like poking the bear is trying to get 10%. You don't need the 10% if you already awarded 100%. Now that 0%, if you getting cream, yeah. But if you're getting cream just for the clothing allowance, it's a I don't know the goddamn paperwork name. It's like V something. it's a form that you got to fill out, that you go to the VA hospital, fill it out for one time. And once you fill it out, but that's separate. That ain't got nothing to do with opening up your claims or nothing like that. Ain't got nothing to do with that. It's something that every veteran is entitled to if you got something wrong with you, special money compensation. Facts. I already done it. Yeah. Yeah, man. He said 250 days of jail approved food, working on mental blade all day, small. Yeah, that sounds like jail. The only way to comprehend this is actually jail. Facts, but it still sounds like jail.
Are jumping off of ships because of lack of supplies. And if you go back to my video about what they're eating, you would understand why the fuck they would rather drown. Let that sink in.
All right, let's see what soldiers got to say about this. Let's see what some soldiers have to say. Let's just see military in general, man. Let's see. Yeah,
Hey man, if you in the army right now and you 18, 19, 20 years old, man, go ahead and knock out your business right now while you're young, man. Whatever you want to do professionally.
Nah, I want to see sailors. I'm gonna look that up because I want to hear other people's stories.
See, you may have been shocked in reading this, but I can promise you, veterans.
And she's a sailor. She was a sailor. I want to say I'm not subscribed. I'm thinking of YouTube. I follow her on here, I think.
And active duty sailors, they already knew the truth way before y'all did. See, you probably wouldn't believe me then at this point if you saw this.
That shit was nasty. I'm sorry I had to stop, but that at the top right here, I don't know if y'all can see my little, that look like it's uncooked. My date. It should. I ain't gonna lie to you, Judo. If your claim, I forgot what it's called, but if it was already open before you should be able to get back paid for that. But it depends, depends on that. I don't know. See, when I filed my claim, truth be told, and I probably lost out on some money. I was filing my claim. I filed all my claims by myself. So I don't know, like even that intent to file and all that crap, I wasn't worried about that. I was just worried about like making sure I got all my ducks in a row, making sure I got all my medical records. And before I even put in, for a claim, I knew that what they was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Even when I got that denial letter, they told me like, oh yeah, okay, your migraines can't go up. I had already had everything in my medical records anyway, so it's just like it was something that I was saying or I wasn't doing, when I was getting that CMP exam. So
I took that picture right there. The rest of these pictures were from other service members who actually had this type of food during deployment.
Luster.
Yeah, you think I'm lying? And before some of y'all service members start spreading hate that not all ships are like that. Pause. There is definitely a difference between carrier life and being on a smaller ship. There's also a difference in which galleys you eat out of. And number 3, I am very well aware of what the CSs and the TSAs go through. Not the TSAs, FSA. But anyway, when I saw that, I was like, oh, they think this is new? Because it's one thing when food has to start being rationed.
Well, I ain't even write them down. I just, and I'm gonna play the video. I ain't write them down. I just already knew what I was going for. Like certain stuff, it's like, okay, like migraines, back, knee problems, you know, and then stuff that could be added that could be secondary to like migraines. For me, I didn't know that like I never had sinuses, but when I went to Korea and I came back, like I've been like to this day, it could be hot outside. I can be sweating, I can be drenched. My nose is stuffy 24/7. Like I can take medicine and all that. Nose still to be stuffy. Now it'll open up sometimes, but it's gonna close right back up, and then I'll be all congested and everything. Like I don't know if y'all hear it like in my voice but I sound congested. Yeah, you could. Me personally, I ain't do that though. I just knew what I was going for. Like I had a guy tell me just work on my highest claim, and that was it for me. Like everything else, yeah, I was solid on it. I ain't write it down. I just kind of knew. And then if you looking at, I'm gonna tell you a big channel that I watch. So anybody that's, y'all watching the live or not watching the live, if you catch this later on, the channel that I was watching, like I wasn't watching the Civ Div, I wasn't watching Veteran Info Tap, I was watching Combat Craig, and RIP to Combat Craig, but his information was definitely, and probably still is 9 times out of 10, is valuable.
And off because they're running out of supplies. And another thing in terms of the food that's getting put out is not good. Yeah, y'all really don't listen to me when I say that living on a ship is not for the faint of heart. Is it like that every day? No. But there are times where there are shortages out at sea, including water, believe it or not. So y'all really think I be kidding when I say send service members care packages, okay? Because they going through it. A little goes a very long way. Shit, don't even get me started on, it's not even just them being able to go eat. It's them being able to have the time to eat. That's it. See, you may have been shocked in reading this, but I can.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, water hours. What you mean on that? We switching it. I'm gonna switch it up. We switching it up. Before we switch it up, and I already said I was gonna switch it up a couple videos back, but I'm gonna do it right now. But the 5 that's in, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like it for the algorithm, so we can push this out to other people. And not only that, make sure you hit that notification bell. When I do go live, you'll know when I'm going live. Even if you don't want to watch me live, it's cool. You can watch me another time live, but just make sure you hit that notification bell. So when you hit that notification bell, when I do go live, you'll catch live. But Ronnie or Judo, I think I'm gonna call you Judo. What you mean water hours? They ain't no showers. Oh yeah, hell no. So you had to deal with that and as a sailor? I couldn't do it. Hell no. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Imagine being surrounded by water in heaven. Listen, if I couldn't drink, even bump bathing, if I can't drink it, we got a problem. The body is consumed of what, 70%, 80%? Shit, hell, 90 probably. I need water in my system. Look, I just cracked open. I got 2 bottles of water that's empty over here. I listen, I got to. Had a little coffee, little Ziggy coffee. I had to dilute it with water. I need water. And that's crazy. If you Navy and you can't drink water, you're supposed to drink. Military's supposed to drink water anyway. Tell you in basic training. Drink water. Let's see what he got to say right here.
If you don't know what to do and you just, stuck, you're trying to figure life out, go do 4 years in the military. Man, it would definitely set you up to change your life. You can go to school while you in and get a degree. You can go get degrees when you out. You get free health care. You can get certifications in different skills. For certain people, they don't pay
What made you get out?
property taxes. It's just a whole list of so much help. If you home and you don't know what to do, go join the military. You can go buy your dream home with 0% down. Come on now. It's just really so much help for you and your family. The military ain't for everybody, and I get it.
Yeah,
I said it wasn't for me either, but hey, if you don't know what to do,
that's something my child to do.
I be so damn tired of this working shit and this grinding shit and all this. I'd be like, man, fuck it. I'm finna join the military. It's like the military motherfuckers. As soon as they get in that military, bro, they be turned up. Like, they'll go from broken shit to popping it. And when I ain't broken shit, y'all, you feel me? But it's like, y'all be really good. Like, y'all like be chill. Like, you feel me? Y'all be traveling and shit.
I don't know what is she under the assumption that everybody in the military. Listen, I was broke as shit until I went. Well, when I went to Korea, I was good. But I mean, I stayed down like I was broke though. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I saved up a good about 20 something, 30, close to 20 something, yeah. And that was good for a whole year. Came back, blew it. Blew the whole, blew it. But to be up under the assumption that people in the military make a lot of money, listen, if you ain't no high up NCO or no, definitely, of course, definitely an officer, them specialists and below, if you ain't married, you ain't making no money. Oh, in promotion, finding opportunities to succeed in IT. Man, so look, let me ask you this. Are you still in IT right now? And I hear you on that, because the leadership could be one of them things where, and it's crazy because you had 7 more years, but you just hearing that is just like, I agree with you on that. Dude, listen. I think it's worse with a roommate. It's worse if you in the military and you broke with a roommate. That means you ain't got no responsibilities and you still broke. You can't do that one. At least if you got kids and stuff like that, you got to do things, and it's still not a reason why you should just be out of weight. But I can understand that. But single barracks, nah. Contract. What would you tell a person that's trying to get in IT? You said a new company to send flights. Like, is IT one of them big ones? Like, is IT still good? Is it recession proof? What if somebody wanted to get in IT right now? Like, what would you tell them the steps? And I know IT is big. You got network, you got cybersecurity, you got list. The list goes on. But to a person that served in the military, but you see, you already had a background in it. So it's a little bit different from a person that's coming in with nothing, no background, no search, no nothing. What would you tell a person? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Just be getting money, like y'all be getting stipends and shit, like y'all have kids, y'all get hella money, y'all get married, y'all get way more money. Like, I ain't talking about the Army, the Air Force, or anything like that. I'm trying to go in the Coast Guard, you feel me? Something not on the front line, you know what I'm saying? Something real cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because it's like, what the fuck, like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? I don't know. Maybe I should just join the fucking military and say fuck it. Now when you talk so much and you get the white shirt on your mouth, that's how you know I'm a fucking yapper. Tay, shut up. I be so damn tired of this working shit and this grind.
If you're in the military, make sure you're a security clearance, at least secret. Okay. What would you tell a person that ain't? It's just like we out the military now. Which steps? Which way to go? Which way do you feel like is a person? Okay, they got certain background, they got logistics behind their belt. Let's just say for me, let's just say if I wanted to join. You said I was medical, I had a secret clearance, but little. Oh, so you wasn't even IT. So what made you even go that route then? You had medical experience. You could have been a nurse or something. Could have went to go be a nurse. Nurse make money. Look, she in her scrub.
What?
She in her scrub. Scrubby dub dub. Professor Messer. Oh yeah, listen, Professor Messer. Yeah, I know exactly who you talking about. I tried to attempt it, but I said, listen, you got to really put that work in, man. Resign ASAP. He is too worried about shaving profiles and not the welfare of troops. He resigned. They got him up out of there. He ain't in it no more. Coronavirus showed me that wasn't worth my time. Oh man, that's crazy. What's up, Zimmerman? An aircraft carrier is like time in hell. In traffic. That's what you was doing in service though, right, Zimmerman?
TikTok got everything about the military, making me want to sign up, like. But I have an intention. I really want to go. I'm thinking about taking my ASVAB, like.
You might want to reconsider. It's good, but it comes with bad too. He said, "IT, keep pushing." Yeah, I'm using VRE. Get something special, but 68 whiskey was like, okay, dude. Okay. That's crazy. And so it was useless. You couldn't even do nothing with data. But you want to hear something? Well, 68 whiskey. My bad. Yeah, that is. Yeah. When I sit back and I'm thinking of it, because I'm like, he said, "Love to all my mates." We know what you was on, Duke, man. We know what you was on. Come on now.
So I see people on Facebook talking about, I've been thinking about going to the military, whatever.
I can't do it. The music.
I really wish I would have went to the military or did ROTC in college, because everybody I know who is now retired from the military, they thick, they travel, they got their own.
Secret clearance, trail have gotten crushed out of the military, but again, I hated that job. So what you do now? Trail? I was an engineer, snipe. Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. Everything electrical. Oh, okay. So what you do now, Zimmerman?
House, and they don't even be going to work like that. Like they made that sacrifice and they living their best life.
Everything ain't a cakewalk.
But it's just like, I want this so bad. I talk about it so much. This is literally my passion. I'm literally motivated to do this, bro. Like, I'm physical fit and everything. Like, I'm in a good category. Like, I don't smoke weed. I don't do none of that. So it's just like, why is it so hard to get into the military?
Well, I don't think it's hard. You know what? Let me bite my goddamn tongue, because some people do got mental conditions that's already hindering them to get in the military. Then you got some people that just You know, they got records. You got stuff that just keeping you back. You might can't even pass the ASVAB. So that's definitely a thing that keeps people from joining the military. I was searching rescue. Oh shit. Okay, ambulance. Then we're government lies and it didn't care about us. That's true. I work on a horse farm training horses for therapeutic. Right. Damn, you rode a horse before? Pause. Trev. I thought I had to sit back and think about it. Wait a minute. Cause my wife always she like, yeah, well, let's ride a horse. I'm like, I ain't doing that, man. I'm good. But because I just feel like if it's an animal, I'm getting on their back, and I got scarred before riding on my dog back. Literally a scar on my eye. Hit the corner of the wall and everything. Cousin came out, started 100K. Great opportunities, especially. So wait, what is linguistics? What is that? What is that? Like, break that down to me. 3-letter agency. You talking about FBI? FBI language, or am I? I know that's what it is. FBI. Am I tripping? It's more fulfilling jobs. Yeah, that is out. Nah, mid. Okay. Okay. Telling people to F off, repair my only stuff, plus friends. Man, it was done after 2015 deployment, but it took me until 2022 to get my ducks in a row to get out. Bless you, Trail. Yeah. Helped a few of my friends who wanted downrange. Amazing. Yeah. Language studies. Okay. FBI, CIA. Oh, see, I ain't even think of that one. NSA, etc. Okay. I ain't even think of it. Overseas IT contracting is what I do. Man, listen. That's dope. Everybody, for real. I don't know about the riding horse part. I know that's not what you do, but I'm pretty sure you probably rode a horse before. But yeah, that's dope as well. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, and I wonder, do they got communities that's out there for veterans? And they probably do, right? Where they tell you the latest careers and stuff that is going on. For veterans, so that they can better their future and everything. I think we need that. We need to start coming to the table with stuff like that as well. How to get more money. Money ain't everything. Money can't bring you happiness, but it sure could do some shit for you. It can change life. It can change your circumstances, your situation. If horses ate meat, we'd all be in trouble. Horses ain't meat, boy. Listen, what's his name gonna be the first one on the platter? Look, Trev gonna be the first one on the platter for sure. Horse riding helped me more than any. Damn, that's dope. Oh, you said you never rode a horse? So what made you even want to get into that though? Like, cause I ain't gonna lie, you the first for real. Like, I don't know nobody. Well, I take that back. I lied. I had an auntie. I've seen her a couple times, but like on a horse, in a Decatur, because that's where I'm from. That's where I'm born and raised, Decatur, Georgia. Riding a horse, and I'm just like, okay, that's different. But I never sat there and really asked her like what made her get into riding horses and everything. Them motherfuckers scare me with their teeth. I listen. A lot of people be walking around with them horse teeth too. Like, but horses scare me. Let's see. What else do we have?
If you're crazy and you're going to join the military soon, here's some things I think you should know, coming from someone who's in the military. When you go to MEPS, know what job you want, go in October. October is when the fiscal year restarts. That's when your job will be available. If that job is not available, other jobs with bonuses probably will be. Your benefits are going to be way more available. Number two, basic training sucks. I went to basic training boot camp, whatever. The hardest part for me was not having any independence,
Yeah.
not being my own person. The physical part sucks, but you get used to it. You get strong. You don't even give a damn by the end. So just be prepared for that. Number three, the people you meet, specifically in basic training, come from all walks of life. And basic training is like going to jail, and people act like animals.
Jail is worse. I don't care what nobody say. I heard stories from my brother, and listen, he was in the streets, troublemaker and stuff like that. Total opposite life. You would never thought, if you see me and you see him, we do not look nothing like. He light skinned, super, short and everything. I'm about 5'8", he like 5'4", and just live totally opposite lives and everything. And him telling me stories, and I was just like, okay, I can only imagine, but yeah, nah. Let's see. Temporary program for veterans started riding then, and I'm now involved in training the horse. For me, it's the best job I ever had. That's dope. That's dope. Um, I'm a, I'm a, I gotta say this, and I think this is what I'm gonna add to my pillar of going live for now on. Even some of my reaction videos, I'm gonna add this because I know it's veterans out there that want to learn about finances and want to learn about other things that could help us, right? Even with certain things about education, certain career fields and stuff like that. I'm gonna start putting that up here. Listen to Big Hurt or Off the Block, and those jail stories are. Listen, I'm good. And I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna jump back into what I was saying. Listen, he had recently just got out of prison, well, jail, right? Alabama jail to be exact. And he told me a story that the young people actually run the jail. Like the younger people run the jail, and if they get into, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all? Okay, y'all probably still can. I don't know. Somebody just recently called me, but the younger people run the jail, and hold on, guys. My bad, guys. The younger people run the jail and everything, and he said they'll scrape the paint off the wall just to form it as a ball, and then wet the paint up to form it as a ball, and it becomes a hard rock. And then they'll put it in a sock. And if whoever they got going on, like if they got some beef, or whatnot, they'll be sitting at the table. And he was like, you won't even know that they got beef with the person, and they'll be playing cards, and before you know it, things just go left, go sideways. And he was describing the story. He was like, one person got hit upside the eye, his eyeball ended up falling out. So I was like, oh yeah, that's crazy. I would suggest that if any of my fellow veterans can get involved in therapeutic horse riding, do it. Like I said before, it's the best therapy. I would try it. I would. Once again, I don't think that's. I'd be damn near. I ain't really scared of a lot of stuff, but I don't know, man. It's just something about that horse, man. It just that. I'm thinking about getting kicked. See, I'm thinking, and I ain't a negative thinker. I ain't really too much a negative. Like I don't be sitting back thinking negative. Good term gunning or getting using a candy bar, in a water bar. I was like, oh man, yeah, that's crazy. But to bring it back on what I was going to say, guys, a lot of people want to know about finances, so I think I'm gonna add that to the pillar, and we got to talk about, because there's a lot of people, it's a lot of veterans that are in situations where they might be in debt and stuff like that. So we're gonna talk about stuff like that. I gotta push the narrative on that as well. Over here, we talking about relatable things that go on in the everyday. I don't know if y'all caught that or if y'all know that about my channel. This is not a channel that we talk about just claims. We talk about a lot of other stuff that everyday veterans go through, right? Like everybody go through life afterwards. After I get off live, I gotta attend to my kids, my wife, and everything. And listen, same as y'all. And we go through stuff. We have things mentally that we got to go through and physically that we got to go through, but finances and everything, bills and stuff like that we got to go through. But I'm gonna add that pillar, and I want y'all take on that. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about adding that into like the live? How y'all feel about adding financial like tips and what's going on in the world, with the job markets? I think we already talked about that a couple times, but adding that, and I want to add that. I want to add that because I feel like it'll be good for a lot of veterans. It'll be good, like definitely. Let's see. Let's see. See, and Duke, I'm all for that. Now trading, learning how to trade, yeah, that'll be cool. I would want to learn that too because I feel like if that's just another something, like investment that we could actually make later on down the line, even if it's just something small, like learning stocks and stuff like that, and learning how to put up money and invest, because this channel, I want it bigger than what it is. Y'all know me for making certain videos, but at the same time, once I get off here, it's certain stuff that I watch and I'm like a nerd about. Judo said, definitely a good idea. Have a different demographic of industries, doing IT based live, medical based, then involve debt repair, investing. I love it. I love it. I love it, Judo. Number one, always have certified skills you can always fall back on. Yeah, if hard times occur. I agree with you, Zimmerman. I really do agree with you on that one. And the next one I'm thinking about adding on here too is any like finances is definitely gonna be something that we're gonna talk about also. It's pillars that I'm gonna be talking about, and health. Life after the military, on how we treat our health and everything. Like this guy right here, I think it's a song behind this.
I need a 10p lemon pepper Magic City. What the fuck going?
All right, I can't keep playing. Listen, I don't want to get demonetized. I want y'all to understand it. But even like, and 100% PNT, living wage. A lot of people will be like, oh yeah, well, but we know, we don't know what's in his medical record, so we can't even get mad at that. But taking care of our health should be number one priority, and then 2, finances, and then 3, we can joke, laugh, shits and giggles, and talk about all what's going on in the world as well. Yeah, I think that's something I'm gonna add to the channel. If I may respectfully suggest, try doing collaborations with other military channels that have a similar scale. Jake, okay, it's amazing. Okay, is that his channel name on YouTube? What's his is like? If that's not his channel name, drop in the channel, like drop in the chat his channel name, and then I'm gonna look his channel up and everything. But I'm open to do collabs. Now I am. At first, when I first started going live, I was not open to it, but now I'm seeing that okay, let's push towards, let's make this a little bit bigger, right? And veteran focus, you know, a whole community. You say Trev said, I quit drinking and all other bad things I got into after that. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Drinking gonna slow you down anyways. Drinking got sugar, all different type of stuff in there. Where it's called, even if you want to lose weight and you drinking and stuff like that, you ain't gonna be able to. You ain't gonna be able to. You ain't even gonna be able to think right, you know. You just not gonna be able to focus, man. That's his channel name and real name, and responds by email direct. Bet, yeah. He's a retired SEAL officer. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna let me see. And y'all probably ain't gonna be able to see it on my end. No, his name did pop up too. Hold on. Oh, this the guy y'all talking about. Oh yeah, I done seen his channel before. He that's I think that might be good. Yeah. Oh, he went live like what, 6 days ago? Let me see. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, he went live yesterday. Yeah, I think that might be good. Dude, let me ask this. Thanks, Duke. I appreciate that in the chat. I appreciate that. He said he kind of abrasive. Don't be too sensitive talking to him, Elo. I just had to get the feel for him. I definitely had to get the feel for him. Tough love, but he's a real one. Hey, listen. I mean, that's what it is, though. I think constructive criticism is good. Like, well, I don't think I know. Like, I know it's good. Like, in order for you to get somewhere in life, you need other people to tell you. That's why I said earlier in the chat what I should work on, what I shouldn't work on. Like, because if I just get up here every day and not understanding where I'm going, right, I just only be led by my own knowledge. Like, and you don't want to be led by your own knowledge. You want to be a sponge in a way where you can get information from other people, and then you can be able to have some type of guidance and, you know, change your life with that also. Holla at Nick Ivory and the dude from Green Beret. Okay, yeah. I know Green Beret. I heard of that name. He's doing a workout series. Okay. That might be good too. Be a mentor of mine before I did my PST. Yeah, I know of him too. I done watched his YouTube channel. Right. Blue hit. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did blow up fast. But them channels, see them big channels. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't shying away or anything. Merch? What you mean off merch? That's what you mean? That's crazy if so. If that's what you mean, that's crazy. Oh yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, merchandise is how they make money. Yeah, that's true. Having something where people can, you know, buy and everything. That's probably like my next goal. But for the most part, I want to be able to, like, like have a different angle, because like I say, even the stuff that I just named, like the pillars that I would want to talk about, it'll be like the channel that it'll be a helpful channel. This channel will be a helpful channel to other people, other veterans and stuff, where it's like, okay, you can laugh, but you got all this other stuff that we talk about over here. They started somewhere, bro. I wouldn't have done my new. Oh, dang, for real, Judo. Partly my channel. What did I? You know, it's funny you say that. You say that I had somebody on TikTok, and this I started on TikTok. I don't know if y'all know, like, no, my name was not Mike the Vet. Like when I started my TikTok, it was Mr. 2.0. I started on TikTok, and I did all that. I talked about all the claims, and dang, I ain't know that. I ain't know that. Like so serious. Like I swear, like, damn, you motivated me, man. Like I got down sitting there like, yeah. But I had somebody on TikTok tell me the same thing. He was like, man, you made me buy a house with the VA loan. Like you told me some game, gave me some knowledge, and when I wouldn't have bought a house. I literally had a chick, you know, and had a chick. And I ain't, you know what, I ain't even gonna put her, I ain't gonna, yeah, you know, bump it. Cause she cool people. She ain't tripping. But y'all probably can't even, y'all ain't gonna be able to see the photo. But she joined the military, you know, just based off of everything, you know, all the knowledge and everything I was telling her. And it's crazy. But truth be told, I'm gonna be honest with you, Judo. And Duke, I seen what you just said, and that's the route that I think I will go. Now, Judo, going back onto what you said, I would, but it's like that's a space where when I was searching how to get PNT along with two of the channel, they came up. Granted, I only needed 10% more. Well, man, listen. Thank you, man. Listen, I for real, thank you. See, people listen to you, Mike. This channel is just a matter of time because it's unique. Man, I appreciate that too, dude. So serious. I know people do. I know people do, but I'm gonna tell y'all what actually happened for me, and I had to understand this about myself. So, like the information that I was given, I gave information of what I knew and certain stuff that I did research, but the other veterans that's on platforms like this, don't poke the bear. Please don't poke the bear. That's why I told you about, listen, that 10% about that shave, please leave that alone. You still can put in for the cream and all that, and you'll be good to go for next year, but don't poke the bear. If you get the cream, if you receive cream. But my story behind reason why I did not go that route is because you got to know that stuff. You got to know that jargon. You got to be able to break it down and walk veterans through the process and hold their hand. And I don't mind doing that, but at the same time, it's like every claim is different. Everybody that like have something, and I done help people when I was going to school. You know, I'm still in school, but when I was going to Strayer, you know, out here in Atlanta and everything, I helped a couple people and they end up getting an increase on their claim as well. So I know my stuff, but at the same time, what stopped me was, and I got a little discouraged. So I'm being transparent with you guys right now. One was I was always nervous getting on this camera. I was scared. I was shy. And I always been shy. I always been shy my whole life. I had stage fright. And last year when I started TikTok, I was like, okay, cool. It came fast, and a lot of people started DMing me and all asking me questions and stuff like that. But what I realized is I had this chick on my channel, and I think I really, truth be told, I want to say I inspired her. I swear to God. And she probably ain't, I don't know, she might not, but she wasn't like who she is now. And and I could tell she ain't, but she knew her shit. So if I can't discredit her for that. Like, she knew exactly what she was talking about. She knew about the CF 38 CF. I didn't even know at the time it was a 38 CFR. That's how green I was towards that. But far as information and everything and how to help veterans, that was easy. But the 38 CFR is that's like a Bible. It's a whole Bible. And y'all probably know of her channel. Her TikTok is this, but her channel is this. This is her channel. And this is the lady I'm talking about.
The DD Form 149 is the application for correction of your military records. This form is used when you are applying to the Board of Military Correction of Records.
And what I realized was, Shotty Code, she's good at what she do. So it kind of pushed me back, and I was like, but guys, I want y'all to always understand, and this is what I realized: you got to know the self. You got to know who the fuck it. You got to know who the fuck you is at the end of the day. And I understood that lane wasn't me. So to say this is that the route that I would take this channel is on the educational, like finances and like the job opportunities, and then like I said, the laugh, shits and giggles, and sprinkling veteran benefits here and there. But to actually help veterans with their claim and stuff, I would not do that. I'm saying like processing, walking the veteran. I did that. I did that. And I helped some of them. I swear to God. But that is not it's not easy. Facts. But as long as you honest, yeah. And listen, I'm honest. I'm transparent. Listen, it was a time for me. Well, a time like growing up, I just never was. Nah. But I realize is consistency is gonna outbeat anything that you do. So even if you get up on this platform, you talk, you speak, you're gonna get better at it over time. I got my rating using just Google. Duke said, good advice, but the VSO and the VA benefit sector seems to be oversaturated with great folks, but also some bad actors. Learning VA stuff is death. Listen, what I also learned is just follow your gut, sir. Respectfully, you got subs following your heart. Facts. All right. And I understand it. So that's why I'm not in my head, like, I ain't even in my head about that. But what I realized is just, you got to know yourself. Like, when I made this channel, I realized, I was like, man, people gonna like me or are not gonna like me. I ain't trying to make the content. I'm trying to make the content for everyday veterans that know what's going on. Like how some of y'all came on and y'all was like, that ain't happening. And then some of y'all like, that's happening. Y'all going off a lived experience. Like, y'all understand. I understand. Most of these people that do VA claims, some of them just want your money. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, like that is the name of the game. Yeah, people just want your money. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you gotta make money at the end of the day, but nah. I was able to get my 90% on her BDD. What you mean on her BDD getting out? I'm decent at writing and putting it all together, but What you mean? What you mean, Judo? But Shotty, I'm not gonna lie, she cold. She cold. I always give props where due. Like I would never. She got good, valuable information. So if y'all was still people that's watching me or not watching me, and you gonna tune in later, her vet voice is a good channel. I promise you. And the reason why I'm vouching for her is I did not know her on TikTok. I end up pulling her up on my live, and her channel was not even her vet. It was like Tasha, and she just had a vision and an idea of what she wanted her channel to be. Benefits due at discharge VA claim. Okay. Okay. And that last 10% put you in the game. You got it. That's dope. Listen, that last 10% be the hardest for most people. I'm not gonna listen. I was stuck at 60 or 80 for the longest. See, it is one of them for the longest. Yeah. Yeah. He talking about bars. Man, listen, it be the hardest, man. But yeah, nah, she know her stuff. So subscribe to her channel if y'all watching, if y'all tuning in live. Like I said before, guys, if y'all ain't and y'all just catching this live, y'all the ones that's watching this, subscribe to her channel. She good. I tell people do it on their own anyways. It's better for you to do it on your own and get denied. You know, as long as you ain't getting your like that rating reduced, it's cool. Like that denial letter is telling you what's going on anyways, on what you could go back, claim. If you got in your medical records, you can, it's probably just the verbiage. Can't lie, I paid someone to knock out my last 10. It sometimes it be like that though. I'm against people like now if okay, because I don't know if you did this, Judo, but like if you went and paid, because a lot of people say this, and I done seen videos where a person like, I was never entitled to that back pay anyways. Like I wasn't supposed to get it. No, you was supposed to get it. You just wasn't patient enough to actually push that claim in yourself, and you let them get about 4,000-5,000 up out of you, 6,000 out of you. And to me, I find that it's crazy. But like I said, once again, I do know everybody's circumstances and situation is totally different. If you got time on your hands, it's totally different. It's totally different. If you don't got time on your hands for a person that got kids, or you just don't know and you don't want to spend your time trying to figure it out, pay somebody. That's cool. It's cool. You gotta pay to play anyways. Whatever, regardless of whatever you're doing, you gotta pay money to play. That's any business, anything that you're doing in life. Or you could just take your time. It might take longer. A lot of people don't want that though. Like they like, if I could just find somebody that know how to do it, why not pay? Yeah, it makes sense. I don't cut my grass. I have somebody cut it for me on the platform. Integration, Instagram, other channels growing. You can vibe with variety of areas. So what you saying, dude? You saying you saying that I should goddamn do other platforms? Hold on, dude. Give me 1 second. I was stressed for time because my 5 years being overseas. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to do that. Brand awareness. Yeah, what it was, I I just haven't. I know it takes a lot too, but I just need to do little clips and put it on my page, my other pages and stuff. Like even the one that I'm on right now, I don't got really a lot of my videos that need to be on there. These are about like months old videos. Those three, though. Well, okay. Now I got more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got more than that, but I do need to create some more. But yeah, I definitely got to do that. Brand awareness to make the channel way bigger than what it is. Yeah, I appreciate that too. I definitely appreciate that too. Let them jump. In fact, the captain should have pushed them off. Oh man, where we going with this, man? Where we going with this, man? No. Hell no. I never said that. No. Veteran Info Tap still alive, man. No. I said the channel that I found out my information from was Combat Craig. Combat Craig passed away. I don't know if y'all guys know. That's where I learned. I didn't listen to no Veteran Info. I didn't even know who he was until last year. The Civ Dib, I've been seeing him. He got good information, valuable information too, but I wasn't at the time when I got mine. Hey, you know that? Where you been at? Hey man, he been gone. He been gone for a minute. Combat. I'm gonna show y'all guys. Y'all probably know exactly who he is. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, dang, it ain't even pulling up.
Ten-year rule. This is when a disability has been in place for 10 years. So if you have a disability that's been in place for 10 years, then that rating is protected. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't read.
Let's see what he says. Ship been deployed 8 months on a 9-month deployment. Either people are soft or media is lying. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you can't take away from the fact of people do lose it. Some people, you might be right. You might be soft. But you got to also understand some of them folks that got on that ship, that might have been their first deployment. And it could be propaganda from the media. It could be lies. The Fox, all that ain't real news. None of this. Some of that stuff we getting damn near probably like 2-3 months later on down the line. Yeah. Listen. Them people should be in the military. Golly, we need some people like that. They need to be real D. I mean, but I mean, hey, but yeah, no, his channel was good. His channel still is good. I think if most people go on his channel, they'll find some valuable information. They definitely seems like I don't understand it has consequences. It do. It ain't gonna change none though. Like they still gotta suffer out there until that ship come back. So no matter you still gotta go through the whole marching orders and stuff like that. None of that is gonna change, man. Like even though they made this whole media and all that, they still on the ship. They're gonna come back when they come back. It's just this needs to be broadcast though. To be clear, I fully support our armed service. Yeah. I ain't think that you didn't. I think you probably just looked at it from a way where it's like this stuff. You know what you signed up for, basically. Like you signed up for the military. Like don't pussyfoot. Don't try to bag out. Like nah. Yeah, it ain't, and it ain't war that they actually encountering. Also, I understand it. I get it. The Navy ASVAB score dropped to 10 or God, 10. That's crazy. 10 to 15. That's crazy. Facts. Yeah, I agree. Guys, I want y'all to understand something about me is, and it's just anything about any subject. This ain't got to be nothing dealing with the military. How I view the world is totally different from everybody else. I'm not Democrat. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm not Republic. I look at everything from a neutral, like in between. Like, okay, so do you feel like the government got something? Yeah, the government might got something, but I also understand that you take matters in your own hand. Like, ain't nothing that the government could do whatever they want, but at the end of the day, you got to change your circumstances. Target and get sent to Iran. Sure, that's fucked up. Facts. You what they say? Pick your poison. Pick your poison. You got to know what and understand that it's poison at the end of the day. Like, no matter, it's no, if we go to war, you either gonna go to war on that ship or you gonna go to war boots on the ground. It's either or. Let's see, guys. Let's see what Gen Z out here doing, man. Let's see how they living, man. Wearing reps. As per Google, yes. Didn't lower the minimum passing score. Q of 10. That mean, I'm gonna let you know what that mean. That mean a lot of people are planning on joining the military. If they gotta like that retention is probably at its all-time high. You said judo what? Gotta choose. Oh yeah. Okay. Love your open-mindedness. Never lose that. Godspeed, brother. Listen, without a doubt. I ain't finna look. I play devil advocate with you all day. Look, that's not something I don't believe. That's like if you say and we can go on relationships, we can do a lot of stuff. Like I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, the man, he beating on his wife and all that. He all the way in the wrong. He in the wrong for sure. But you got to look at it. She chose him. He said, I'm joking. She chose him, man. It's very important. It's very important. If you don't, you picking a side is I feel like if you pick a side, you're against what's with the other person or whatever party, you ain't open-minded to see it from a different lens. Now, I'm 99% like that. 99% like that. That one other percent, it depends on what it is. It's good to not always have politics involved in it. Nah. That's just like man, I know y'all seen this, man. I seen this, and speaking of Gen Z, it's crazy. Now we got a topic to talk about. I know y'all probably seen it, and if y'all didn't, this 14-year-old feel about these chicks line to get dragged by Blueface. Blueface, I feel like it's funny. I don't mess with Krishan. It ain't that she ain't. I don't feel like, of course, she ain't definitely. That wouldn't be my go-to, but I just don't think like. I feel like even the one that he with right now is that ain't my style. They too aggressive. I don't want that. I don't want to but at the same time, you gotta look at how he was raised. He liked that. He liked it. That's that couldn't be me. I don't like that altercation. I don't like the physical on either side. I don't like I'm a calm relaxed dude, you know. I don't like that confrontational stuff. This is what happened in Warner Robert High School. 14-year-old, he ended up shooting. He did a lot of stuff, but 14 though. So this is why I said that 1%. I look at it like, but 99% he dead ass wrong. But at the same time, I can say this: he didn't have good parents.
Or that doesn't work out, and you want to keep it short for the
I served as a judge from the age of 18 years, also from yesterday.
All right, Mr. Willis, you have the right to what we call a pre-indictment probable cause hearing, unless you are released on next week or next week. No, next Tuesday. Okay, so the next grand jury can be Tuesday. We let him have the podium. Here's a, okay. Generally, you would come up a week from Thursday.
Got that 14-year-old in shackles. Let's listen to some more clips, man. Innocent until proven guilty, but damn, at 14, just hearing about this case, here's so many not informed, but dang, I worked CPS. I gotta ask about the family situation. Listen. I think if you let your kids get to this point, he should never had a gun. He should never had none of that. But if he got to this point, it was already out of the parents' hands. Like it's sad. It's sad.
She called me and she was whispering, so I already knew something was wrong. And then she said somebody got shot in the bathroom right next to the classroom. She told me they had him come to the back of the classroom and they locked the doors. My heart been beating fast ever since I got that phone call. They wouldn't let me come on the campus, obviously, but I've been here just stressed the whole time. You should be able to send your kids to school without worrying that they won't make it home. That's how they're going to prevent this in the future. That's all I want to know as a parent. We're looking into homeschooling after the day.
2 students have been transported to a local hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening issues, according to the sheriff. We do know that 1 person was shot. We were pulling up to the scene. We saw an Emory Healthcare ambulance pulling off of South Davis Drive and 2 other Emory Healthcare vehicles also pulling down the road.
She called me and
want to continue to monitor that breaking news that is happening out of Georgia. So let's go back to that live picture here. You can see that there is really a large police presence, but a lot of traffic that's forming in this area as well. This is following the report of a school shooting. So here's the information that we know right now. We know a student was shot at Warner Robins High School, triggering a code red. That's according to the Houston County School District. Authorities are adding that there is a significant law enforcement presence at the school. That's what you're seeing right now. You can see fire crews also out there live on the scene. And we know that many streets, as you can see from this fire truck, are closed at this time as well.
You said you think school is half the problem. I got in so many fights in high school, never got arrested or anything. Nowadays, kids get locked up over the dumbest. Listen. You look, I agree with you. I feel like I learned in high school how to act. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about me in high school. And I told my kids this, and it's funny because they literally, I swear on everything I love. I'm transparent with you guys. My kids was like, "Have you ever been to court?" And I'm like, "Court? No, I've never been to court." No, man, your daddy, listen, I never did nothing like to jeopardize my freedom. No, I never stood in front of a judge, and I said, yeah, I got married. Other than that, nah, I'm good. Then they was like, "Dude, you got into a fight when you was in high school," which I did, right? And it was a fight over an iPhone and some money. Now I'm 17 at the time. So now don't blame me. You know, the guy he told me he was gonna give me 2 phones because I gave him an iPhone, right? It was the iPhone, you know, one of them iPhone 5, 6. I can't remember which you know, which tier it was, which level, which model I'm in, you know. And he was like, I'm gonna give you 2 phones and I'm gonna give you some money. So I was like, cool. You know, I'll take the 2 phones, you know, and we was cool. So I'm just like, all right, just pay me, you know, in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks went by and I'm like, hey, you got my money? He like, nah, man, you know, give me a couple more weeks. Gave him a couple more weeks. The couple more weeks came up and he was like, yeah, my mama told me not to pay you. Your mama told you not. What? That was never part of the deal. What? And he came to school fresh. I'm talking about clean. He had the new J's on and everything. And I'm like, how the hell you ain't got my money, but you got J's on? Like, you got clean fit and everything on. Like, what's going on? What is going on? I don't like this picture right here. This ain't, you know, right soon as you come in school, you go straight. And I don't know about y'all growing up, but me going to school, we went straight through the gym. I had to stand. had to stand on business. You know, and I don't get too personal, but I had to. So we went straight through the gym. I see him. I'm sitting on the other side. See him coming in. He makes sure he sit on the other side of the gym because we, you know, bleachers and everything. So I was just like, dang, he really just avoiding me, you know. So when I, you know, pressed the issue, came up to him, and you know, he was like, yeah, my mama told me don't pay you, man, and just walked off. I seen him in the hallway and I lost it. I listened. It was no talking. It was straight, just weld on him. Just start beating him up. Just beating him up. And the lesson, what I learned out of that was never do business with friends, family. Never, just don't do bad business. Get your money up front, no matter who it is. Don't make no deals. And if you do, you better have it in writing. And it's at 17, 15, like in that time, that age range. And probably the most valuable lesson he learned for life, right? He said, is this Jeffrey? wait. Jeffrey who? What school you went to? What school you went to? I'm trying to figure out, do you know what school? Damn, I'm old. I graduated before the iPhone was invented. You are speaking facts, sir. Listen. And I played it off real cool, ran into my classroom. So now, you know, we done fighting. I done got up, you know, took off, went in the classroom, sat down, act like I'm learning. Security guard, like 6'5". I'm like, damn, man. Ain't no, he like, yeah, man. So you was fighting. I said, no, I wasn't fighting. We were just, you know, playing slow. I'm like, my bad. I'm playing slow. And he like, nah, you was fighting. Just come on, get out the classroom. They put me in cuffs. And look, when they put me in cuffs, I don't care what nobody said. And they put that, you get in cuffs and you get behind that in that car, in that cop car, and it's all tight and you all like this, hemmed up and everything. And you like, man, y'all can tighten tighten it up. Well, not tighten it up, but untighten it. And you in that car. And you get that one phone call, and the bad thing about it, my mama stayed, she worked like 5 minutes from the jail cell, and she was like, I told you don't fight him. I'm gonna get you when I get off work. I'm in there about 4-5 hours. I done went to sleep. I woke up on a cold ass slab, and I said, I'm still sitting in here. After that day, I said I never got there, go back to jail ever. And to this day, I ever wanted to say. Listen, I knew right then and there, standing on business. Sometimes you don't gotta stand on business. Sometimes you gotta walk away. You gotta know when to hold them and fold them. You gotta outsmart people. I'm sitting where I'm at now in my life. I ain't finna put myself in no dumbass situation like that. I got a lot of stuff to lose. I got 3 kids, nephew, wife, all that. I ain't finna listen. I'm not throwing my life away for listen. And I say this cold-heartedly. Them cuffs hurt. Walking away is facts. I'm not even going to jail for my kids. And I'm proudly saying that. It's only under conditions if I go to jail for my kids. I'm not going to jail for. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I got a lot of stuff to lose. My kids, I don't taught y'all better than that. I'm teaching y'all as I grow, y'all grow. We growing together, right? They in elementary. I'm teaching y'all. I'm telling y'all the game. If y'all make y'all decisions, which y'all got to do at the end of the day, if you make dumb decisions, that's on your ass. Cause I ain't making no dumb. I'm setting an example for y'all. I'm not putting y'all in environments where y'all gotta make dumb decisions. You know what I'm saying? I still got scars from cuffs. I was back in 2014. Listen. Bump that. We ain't doing no cuffs. Look, we done. Those days are over with. 2014, look, done. That's the same year. Same year I went to jail because, and make it so bad, when I brought it up to the recruiter, because the recruiter asks you things, and the recruiter was like, well, he was like, have you ever, got in trouble, been in any fights? I was like, yeah, I've been in a fight. I don't know if y'all guys know this, but if you got any type of record, and it's probably old now, but it's either she was lying to me or he lied to me or whatever, but I went to MIPS. My MOS is, well, I got out, 92 Fox, fuel truck driver. When I went to MIPS, I was trying to go for a 42 Alpha. I ain't want to be no 92 Fox. I ain't want to drive trucks at all. But they told me since I got into that fight, it's no way in hell that you're going to be able to work with people. You can't you got to pick another job. I said, ain't this some bullshit? Went to jail for something I straight up had nothing to do with. On Veterans Day weekend, that's crazy for School of Infantry. Damn, that's crazy. Let's go up into these chats. Let's see. I've been arrested since high school over some baby mama drama. Listen, baby mama drama will do it, man. She said I pulled a gun. Thanks God I had a dash cam. My advice, record everything. Facts. I agree with you. That's pride. With you. Words to live by. I'm sure we all met some people who are about that life. I ain't cut out. Listen, facts. As a parent, have you noticed a generation difference in school consequences for bad behavior? I feel like that's a big factor based on what teachers are saying. It's a mix. I feel like it's a mix. Reason being is I feel like, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. I grew up in, I don't condone this, but my life, I didn't have a father that did all that. He was in the streets. My mama, she worked full-time job. And both of my brothers, they end up, that's why I said I got brothers that went jail, did, sold drugs. That was never me. That was never my lifestyle. I made it out, went the opposite direction, never even tried to attempt it, what they have done. Like, I've just never, I'm green, square. Call me what you want to call me. Listen, I'm comfortable. I'm good. Listen, I'm good. I'm straight. And sometimes being green, square is cool. There's nothing wrong with being you know, I still got the ladies and stuff like that. I did with, you know, I just didn't do trouble. I wasn't a troublemaker. I wasn't a troubled child. Like to this day, I call my mama and she would be like, she ain't have to worry about me. It was the other two that she had to worry about, you know. So I just grew up with a whole different mindset. So to answer your question, it goes back on the parent and the upbringing that the child have. It could go 50-50. It's both. And it also goes on the teacher, because the teacher could be a badass teacher. The teacher could be showing favoritism. The teacher cannot really be teaching, truth be told. It's a lot of variables and factors in it, you know. But I ain't gonna throw everything on the teacher. And I ain't gonna throw everything on the parent either. Because some parents, like my parents, she said, I'd rather be born than 6 by 8, yeah, people who would kill or rape without hesitation. Hey man, come on now. Come on, I don't even know if I can say that, man. You baby loosen up, man. Hey man, come on now. Yeah, I agree with you though. I agree. I agree with you. Listen, that's a monster in itself. Like, you know, hearing them stories from my brother, you know, him calling me and stuff like that, it made me be like, oh man, listen, life ain't hard. Nah, you good. I'm just I didn't know, you know, because certain things you might can't say on YouTube or other platforms, you know, you might get flagged or whatnot, or copy strike, or I ain't gonna say copy strike, but flag. But yeah, certain stories he told me, nah, man, you kiss that shit goodbye. Bump that. I ain't going to jail. Not even for my mama. Listen, mama, you super grown. You going to jail at this age, something wrong. Something wrong with you. So you shouldn't be going to jail at this age. She in her 50s. You sit your ass down. You got another probably some more years in your life. So you going to jail.
They continue to monitor this breaking situation. So authorities in that area are asking people to avoid the area and to use alternate routes. Again, this has just happened at Warner Robins High School. So far, we're only hearing that one student has been shot. We do not know if more students have been shot as well. We also don't know any information about the shooter, whether the shooter was another student or a person from off campus. We're working to learn all of that information from, of course, our affiliates, but also from reporters here on the ground. Want to continue to monitor that breaking.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. You got that music in it.
Do you think metal detectors would have prevented this shooting? This is Denzel Willis. He is a 14-year-old who has now been charged as an adult because earlier today he took a pum-pum to a school and he pum-pummed another 14-year-old kid. This took place at Warner Robins High School. They're both ninth graders. It took place in the bathroom. All the protocols were followed. Yeah, the SRO came and put a tourniquet on the boy. Mr. Willis here fled the scene. He fled the school, but he was apprehended really quickly within that hour. And then, of course, because he's now being tried as an adult, which is why we know his name and his charges. This is what he's being charged with: aggravated assault with a pum-pum, 1 count, disrupting public schools, receiving stolen property, possession of a pum-pum by someone under the 18, possession of a pum-pum in a school safety zone. I'm not gonna lie, like some of y'all, I was shocked that in 2026 there are still schools that don't have metal detectors, and I am pretty sure had this school had metal detectors, they probably would have found it, or it would have prevented him from bringing it in because he knew it would have went off.
I had to stop her and I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let her finish off, but I'm glad that where I'm at, my kids got it, and then they school ain't playing that shit. They school is like a prison. Sad to say it, sorry to say it. It is what it is. It's cool. I don't, when we moved over in this area, I was like, it's kind of sketchy. Like I don't like it. But you go to that front door, they making sure. Listen, have your ID so we can see it at the camera, and then still have it in your hand. We're gonna check you in, and then the doors is like prison door. Like I ain't gonna say they look like prison doors, but you gotta use you can't just open the doors to get through. Like you gotta use your card to get through each little side where all the other rooms is at. And I'm like, oh yeah, I like this school. I like it. Ain't no way in hell. And they got the little, but I like the metal detectors, but I like this school. But for the school to not have a metal detector, and what type of beef is you getting in at 14? Like, y'all, man, these kids is crazy nowadays. These kids, I don't know if it's the music. I don't know if it's just what they watching, what they seeing, but it's crazy out here. Schools need to be hardened. Yep, it is. Because it's a school shooting. This ain't the first, and the damn sure ain't gonna be the last. You gonna hear another school shooting gonna be in the next couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of days. Listen, this ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop.
School just started. So I know this was not how any parent wanted to send their school, especially on the cusp of what happened the other day. So y'all keep all the family, the friends, the teachers, everybody, all the employees that went to that school today thinking it was going to be a normal day, and then it was disrupted by this 14-year-old. Also, we're going to keep him in thoughts, press, of what led him to do that. I ain't going to just be heartless about it, but do y'all think metal detectors would have prevented this?
And good thing, I mean, that he gonna get his time ain't gonna be that heavy. I don't think so. Not with all he got. At least they ain't give him like attempted murder and stuff like that, or because he did end up wounding. He ended up wounding one of the kids. But guys, we're gonna close out because I do gotta go pick these ugly little kids up, and we're gonna pick back up later on today. I'll probably come back on 9 times out of 10, do like an hour live. And we're going to chat it up about some other stuff. The time that I might get on, it might be by about probably like 6 or 7. We're going to talk about some other stuff. Earlier, what we supposed to talk about today, we supposed to talk about finances and stuff, man. Some ways to learn how to make more money. I want to make some more money. I know y'all want to make some more money. I know y'all want to hear about financial tips. Some good things that's out there for us as well as veterans. And I'm gonna come back later on today. That's what we're gonna talk about. How y'all feeling in the chat though? How y'all think today chat was? If you had to rate it 1 through 10, what would you rate the chat? Was it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 10. Whichever one. How y'all like the chat? And like I said, man, we doing things different over here. We talking about real life situations that go on an everyday basis, and we helping our veterans, and we gonna keep pushing, y'all. We're gonna keep pushing. But before I get off, I want to know how y'all feel, and stay tuned in, man. Stay watching Mike the Vet 2.0, man. We're gonna end up switching it up. The ones who just joined the live, also make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna go live later on tonight. We're gonna go live. It's Friday night. The kids might be gone, and yeah, we're gonna go live. But if nobody got nothing to say, if you don't got nothing to say, then guess what? This is Mike the Vet 2.0. See you in the next live. Peace.